She talks in echoes, a quiet storm tearing through her head. She bites her tongue to keep it together, a silent war she's been fighting forever, waiting on a spark to ignite control, while the pressure keeps breaking her soul. Counting cracks in the walls they made, every breath feels preordained. Are you trapped in a life they designed just for you? Do you feel like a cop with nothing left to prove? Shout it out till the whole world shakes. I'm listening to every word you break. She's starting to see through the illusion. Every doubt was someone else's conclusion. Now she's rising from the undertow, with a fire they'll never roll. Every change just a fragile lie. She can see it in their eyes. Are you trapped in a life they designed just for you? Do you feel like a cop with nothing left to prove? Scream it out till your voice turns raw. I'm hearing every hidden flaw. Don't hold it and let it collide. Every truth they try to hide. If you break, then break it loud. Don't disappear into the crowd. Yeah, yeah. Are you trapped in a life they designed just for you? Do you feel like a ghost with nothing left to lose? Scream it out till the silence dies. I'm right here hearing every cry. She's done pretending. The silence finally ends.
Hard, everyone else tried to steer it away. To be fair, he'd be the first to admit it. He returns. We were just talking about you. All good things, of course.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
We've been watching the live stream.
Technological problems here, which is usually happens when I start speaking the truth.
Well, it does knock people out too once in a while.
Well, you know, freaking out, and
Doesn't
getting all
tell you.
upset, and freaking jumping off freaking the thing doesn't help much either. It might have freaked something
Well,
out.
you know, I need to switch devices because I was 90% on my iPhone. I have 100% on my other phone, so that's why I hopped off. It wasn't because of you guys, because you guys, you're half educated.
Dude, you just
I'm here to bring the other half.
You just like said that I was being freaking a white supremacist, okay?
Well, when you immediately shut down any information,
I did not shut you down, dude. We were having a conversation. You freaked out, left, and said I was a white supremacist.
So let me present this to you.
Okay, go ahead.
There are tribes of Africa and tribes of Judaism that are still being practiced. There is the Thul and the Urim, these two stones that coordinate with the 9-stone pattern device of the priesthood of early Judaism. It only exists in Africa and in the words of the Bible. So to dismiss any Canaanite origins or to dismiss any black involvement in the early origins of the Bible, you missed the whole point entirely.
No, I mean, I do understand the concept. I understand the concept that there are black Jews, and black Jews are from
No.
Ethiopia.
That's where it started. It's not where there are.
African doesn't necessarily mean sub-Saharan African
Yeah,
Negro.
okay,
But
most of the
in
people
this
in
case,
North Africa
but in this case, it does.
to the
But
Bronze
no.
Age.
No. But in this case, it does when you talk about scripture.
It can, but I'm just saying you can't just, it was
does.
not a racially homogenous society in North Africa. There was a lot of different
Well,
races,
those
and it was
who were
dominated by
outsiders.
white people. Most
No.
black Africans were under the Sahara. The Arabs started bringing in a lot of mix, but of course there were the connection through the Nile, and there was admittedly a Nubian dynasty in ancient Egypt, which I'm sure you'll bring up.
Right.
But which does go very far back. So there wasn't a black African influence.
For those who were above the Sahara, were of the Roman dynasty, which does not correlate with what they say to our own history. This is what you're missing. You take what they say for a fact and what we say as myth.
I never do.
That is the disconnection, and that is what serves to make us subhuman and subservient, which is bullshit.
Where all this comes into play is Egypt wants to deny the fact that freaking black rulers ruled over Egypt, and that's where all that started. Okay.
That's where it started, not where it middled and not where it ended. That's where it started.
Today, Egyptians refuse to admit that freaking Africans from Nubia,
because they have to compete with the
Egypt.
Destructive white culture that has dominated the planet.
Egyptians aren't white, dude. Seriously.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. They're not white. They and if you talk to people like Naroki, and they'll be like, oh, well, they're genetically closer to white people, and blah, 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 blah. That's bull crap. Okay?
They were homogenized with the Greeks and the freaking
that was the whole point. Was the Greeks and the Egyptians. That was the entirety of the point. The merging of two cultures to create something new, to create something better. However, in its inception, it created the doom of both cultures instead of its prospering future. Let's say that.
Right. Now, Carthage wasn't Egypt, because Egypt actually looked down on Carthage. They that's where freaking they start talking shit on
Egypt.
Seth.
Looked down.
They were Phoenicians.
Right.
Carthage was a Phoenician colony.
See that they look down on.
You had
they were
people,
like proto-Jews before you had.
Well, no. Not proto-Jews. They were looked down upon because they were proto Coptic. Because they were proto any other language or translations into what they were saying and what they were doing were looked down upon because that's not the tradition. However, you had a Now, we did not learn from history. This is why we have those far traveling cultures like those that occupy the Mediterraneans. This is why we have the ancient Chinese, because the black man was the original Asiatic culture. Everything, the whole color tree came from us.
I just don't get that. That makes absolutely no sense to me, dude.
Singular
Well,
culture.
That's not
Singular
supposed to make
culture.
sense.
It had to start somewhere.
Well, I mean,
It
that's
say-
I
It
mean,
didn't start in America.
In-
It didn't start in Europe. It didn't
I know,
start
you're
anywhere
saying the
but the
black
cradle
people
of
are the
life,
singular-
which
you say
we
the
have.
black
We
people are the
we have
singular
proof. No.
Yeah.
Listen, we have proof
We?
of the cradle of life. We have proof of the cradle of life. We don't have proof of the we don't have proof of the stones in which the cultics settle around. We don't have proof of that. What we have proof of is the cradle of life.
you have a lot of evidence that goes farther back than that. But that's
Far further back.
now. Let me.
I'm making
let me,
it simple for you guys.
Hold up. I mean, you're talking a lot. Let me say something here, because like freaking, this is just something that doesn't make sense with me when it comes to your genetic views, which that's what you're spilling out here. Is this genetically is what they're saying, because they found the oldest gene that was found of human Homo sapien was freaking in Africa, and that's where.
Okay.
Okay,
Do
no,
you know
hold up.
the-
You talk. Let me talk.
Do you know
let me
Yakub?
talk. Let me talk.
Do you know of
Hold up.
Yakub?
Hey, let me talk.
I'm
no, hold
asking
up.
you a question.
No,
Do you know
listen,
of
hey.
Yakub?
From my point of view,
Yakub.
when it comes to all this stuff, okay, that's the oldest point where they found that gene. That doesn't
Okay,
make sense,
but
because
I'm asking about Yakub.
why is it that you have humans that freaking have cultures and they have origins on all different parts of the freaking world? Every animal, they say freaking that all these animals just appeared at different points at different parts of the planet, but the humans, they were so special. They came from the Garden of Eden with one freaking gene from Africa, and they just sprung up out of Africa. There wasn't humans that cropped up out of freaking Asia or freaking out of America or out of Europe. They all came from Africa, because that's what the scientists say, because they found a gene.
It's not only what the scientists say, it's what the holy texts say, it's what science says, because the oldest is found there by genetic testing.
It is.
It's the oldest.
Linguistic.
It is. It is the oldest.
I leave, I'm afraid.
It is, in fact, the oldest.
My wife is going to be waking up to watch a live stream she watches at this hour of the morning from Scotland, of all places. So I have to surrender the computer time and so forth. But I did not expect to be up this late. I'm glad everybody was actually here. Sorry to leave in the middle of this rousing debate, but I got to go and, like I say.
I hear you, brother.
And I'm up a lot later than I thought I was going to be, but I'm glad I was able to stop in and see everyone. And carry on. I look forward to listening and seeing whatever you guys manage to do in the meantime. But good night, everybody, and Merry Christmas. Thanks for
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
and a Happy New Year, I hope. Take care, guys. Good night, all. Peace.
But yeah, man, I mean, it's just, I don't feed into that shit is all I'm saying, dude. I just don't buy that shit. And I know where you're coming from.
There's this thing called bias, and then there's truth.
Static in the silence, heartbeat in the wire. Cities breathing slow, but the sparks are climbing higher. I was born in the flicker of a midnight sign, where the truth gets blurred and the lies feel fine. Every step I take leaves a shadow behind, but it moves like it knows me, like it's alive. I hear the hum beneath the never dies.
And so
There's
when
no truth in
you
that,
have when you have information that tells you,
Yeah.
okay, for example, I'll give you an example right now. Of all the tribes of Judah, there is one tribe that existing today that practices the rituals that are told in the Bible today, that still do those rituals. They have been genetically tested. They are of the original 12 tribes of Judah. Solid black.
You heard of Kwanzaa?
No, stop.
Have you heard of Kwanzaa?
Stop. That's irrelevant.
You know why they started Kwanzaa?
What I'm trying to tell you right now, no, it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to tell you right now, the original tribes, when you have these black Hebrews that are preaching upon the corners, these are people who have found the truth that has been buried. When you look at the slave ledgers, of those slaves who were caught by the white man. You'll have on slave ledgers, Rosenberg, owner.
Dude.
Oh, but listen, on the recipients of those slaves, you have names like Way, Yeah.
Look,
Put those two things together.
You can
Yahweh.
Look,
you have original names of Hebrew.
You said it was you said it was irrelevant.
You're not gonna let me. You're not gonna let me get my point
You said Kwanzaa was irrelevant. You know why Kwanzaa is relevant? It's because freaking you are brainwashed by a freaking society that has told you that the black man should believe in Christian belief.
You won't let me finish
my point. Black people have been raped of their traditions, their freaking belief systems.
You won't let me finish my point.
The black person in Congo did not believe in Jesus Christ, dude. Sorry, it wasn't a religion in Africa.
Let me finish my point.
You've been brainwashed into believing that freaking Africans believed in Jesus Christ and freaking the Holy Ghost.
No, they did not.
No, that's the shit you're preaching right there. You're telling me that I gotta believe.
You won't let me finish my point. You won't let me finish my point.
Go ahead.
There are ledgers, slave ships, that describe the names of those who have captured and those who were the captured. When you look at the ledgers, you see the names of God amongst the black Africans who were taken as slaves that many of them match the names of God himself. But you have Rosenbergs and these other Bergs and Steins that are from Caucasian Europe.
Rosenberg and
that have no ties to who have no ties to Africa in no shape and form whatsoever, but claim to be Jewish and the people of God. When you conquer a people, which is what the Caucasian has done over centuries, they move from one place to another. They assume the culture, and then they commit genocide. They move to one place, they assume the culture and commit genocide. This is the Caucasian. This isn't spoken of hate. This is history. This is born.
This is
history.
This is every civilization. Any civilization, everything. I mean, dude, you're just like you're like throwing a bunch of racist shit at us, dude. Like,
it's not.
Dude.
It is, but it isn't.
This is like.
But if you let me finish, you'll understand that when this stuff goes down, history tends to find itself and people are tend to be accredited despite what the dominating empire has to say about it.
You know, I cannot.
If they don't wipe out people entirely,
I cannot.
Which
look,
can you tell me an instant?
I cannot.
Which Caucasians did not go to a continent and wipe out the population.
I cannot accredit any
I know
that came
Native
from
Americans
a man who assassinated Malcolm X. Okay.
I know Native Americans.
Everything you just told me. You know who freaking said that before you did?
You know, Native Americans cannot attest to that.
It was the same man.
You know, black people cannot attest to that. You know, people who are indigenous in any areas of the globe cannot.
I know exactly what you're preaching right there, dude. Freaking, I've listened to him. Okay. Freaking, I cannot freaking find that man credible when I know damn well in my heart he's the one who freaking killed freaking Malcolm X. Okay.
And he was a traitor. Black man, another black man.
You know.
He was a traitor. And there were many in COINTELPRO. The FBI, the United States government agency, they had a COINTELPRO counterintelligence agency amongst other agencies which were designed to assassinate the black man and keep him quiet. Because we learned who we are. The point of having a slave race is to have a dead race. We were split apart. Okay? From child to father to mother. We were split apart. We did not learn our own language. We did not learn our own history. We didn't learn our own mythos. We didn't learn any of that. We were simply garden tools for the white man. This was wiped out, our history. But once we started connecting to our history, thank God for the internet, this is why we have a media blackout on Africa right now. I mean, you're not going to turn on TV and find information on what's happening in Africa. You have to go to Europe. You have to go to Africa to find information of what's going on.
No, I'm hearing you, okay? I'm hearing you, and everything that's coming out of your mouth was preached by Farrakhan, who assassinated frickin' Malcolm X.
Upon his name.
Who assassinated Malcolm X, who was actually freaking a wise man who freaking was against that freaking garbage that you're preaching right there. That's freaking pure hate. I'm not preaching
anything. It's history.
That is pure fucking hate, dude.
No. Well, if a black man having his own history, his own identity is hate,
dude,
I'm gonna preach it. I'm gonna preach it.
That's not hate. That's not. That's
what I'm preaching right now. But you're telling me for a victimized population to stand up is hate? That's bullshit.
Nah, dude.
That's bullshit.
Farrakhan's straight.
By the Romans.
Farrakhan was a wise man.
He freaking murdered Malcolm X, dude. And you're saying that shit's cool. You're saying it's fine for
I don't care the politics between two leaders. Listen, if I can teach it better,
straight.
If you and I were going,
he straight assassinated Malcolm X, dude. And
No, Roger. If you and I were preaching the same thing, but I can get more followers than you in the truth, goddamn right, I'm gonna get rid of you,
dude.
I'm gonna get rid of you.
That's some fucked up shit, though. And people think that shit's fine and dandy, and it's not, dude. Fucking, he went to Africa. He went to Africa and he learned the truth about Muslims.
No. But Roger, what it is that you're doing is sowing division.
No, I'm not. I'm actually speaking out against it. You're sitting here spilling.
No. Between Malcolm X and Farrakhan, they may have been two prevailing personalities, but they were preaching the same thing. Who got it done the best?
And you're saying it's okay.
Who got it done the best?
You're saying freaking it's okay to murder and assassinate somebody, but I'm the one that's feeding freaking division here, right?
No. Well, do you want to know why?
No, I don't. Because I'm not. Okay, I speak out.
Anyways,
I'm the one who speaks out against freaking people who talk shit on the Jews, people who talk shit on the fucking
I'm gonna tell you right now
people.
why.
And I'm gonna tell you right now,
you
dude.
are
That
an
is freaking.
Outsider on
I don't
the
give a
issue.
fuck, dude. I'm a
you
fucking
are an
human.
outsider on the
I'm a
issue,
human, and when people
and
act like that, I
no
fucking call
idea.
them out.
You're a human.
Don't give a shit, dude. Don't care how oppressed the freaking black man was.
Do you find it funny that the spiciest issues between you and I is on the black man's contribution? That is what we come to buck heads on. Do you find that a coincidence?
I don't. I had to have this conversation with Karma Love, who believed in the one. Okay, fucking bunch of crazy ass fucking bullshit from psychopaths who can't fucking grasp reality.
The one.
And
so
the power of
imagine that from my point of view to you. Imagine that.
You know.
Imagine
imagine
that,
dude. I actually do agree with some of the stuff that comes out of Africa, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't follow the Farrakhan bullshit. And when I hear you talking, that's the shit you're preaching, dude. You're preaching.
Farrakhan was a wise man.
No, he wasn't.
And
he was
knew.
A fucking murderer.
He knew.
He was a fucking murderer, dude.
Who did he murder?
He murdered freaking Malcolm X.
So the cops murdered Tupac and Biggie. I don't see you screaming about that.
No, fucking.
Okay,
we know P. Diddy.
Let's keep it real to the relevance of who the information pertains to. Let's keep it real.
P. Diddy fucking did the shit on Tupac, dude. Don't even fucking.
It doesn't matter,
there, dude.
But.
In the cave, alone with the sun, the eagle and serpent, the work has begun. Zarathustra descends from the mountain of light to shatter the tablets, to end the long night. He gave us the law, the good and the bad, but the Creator is back, and the world has gone mad. God is dead, the echoes remain, break every link in the heavenly chain. Zarathustra is speaking, the truth is a fire, the overman rises from the funeral pyre. Beyond good and evil, the cycle is spun. The first to invent it, the first to deny. He looks at the abyss with a merciless eye. No leaner path to a kingdom above, just the earth and the body, the only true love. The fateful error he's come to reclaim, to burn down the temple and honor the flame. Everything goes, everything returns, the wheel of existence forevermore burns. The eternal recurrence, the yes and the amen, again and again and again and God is dead. The echoes remain. Break every link in the heavenly chain. Zarathustra is speaking. The truth is a fire. The overman rises from the funeral pyre. Become who you
The thing is that you have knowledge on it and you pertain to your side and what pertains to you and what benefits you.
No.
That is the point.
No, dude, it doesn't benefit me to fucking say anything about freaking Malcolm X or freaking him. It's just fucking I know fucking hate when I hear it. I know hate.
I don't speak from I speak from a position of history, not hate.
Dude,
It's history.
Farrakhan is the same fucking piece of shit that fucking tried to say that Jews were fucking selling goods to slaves and fucking enslaved.
He did.
No, whatever, dude. Just let's blame the Jews.
Listen, no. Well, listen to what I just said.
No.
The Rosenbergs stole human bodies to people, and it's found physically in the ledgers. It's proof. It's not my opinion.
Who fucking freed the slaves in the Ivory Coast, dude? Who freed the slaves on the Ivory Coast?
You're not willing to listen.
That would be the English, wouldn't it? The English were the ones who freed the slaves.
You're not willing to listen. I can't say anything. I can't teach anything. You're not willing to listen. I can't finish the sentence.
Well, I mean, who freed the slaves?
I can't.
Who made it? Who made it to where freaking they couldn't?
You got your point.
Couldn't
I
buy
got mine.
slaves.
Can I finish my point?
It was the English.
No.
Yeah, it became internationally illegal to freaking buy and sell slaves from Africa.
So why are there so many people that are in America right now slamming the Jews that are not slamming the English? Then?
Because freaking they're freaking white supremacists.
Point being, thank you. God damn it, you fit right. You're in my example. Thank you. So let's stop what you're doing and get the bigger picture here. Okay?
So I need to choose
what somebody else on the same ladder as you doing.
I'm not a fucking white supremacist, dude. I don't know where the fuck you come up with this shit, dude. I didn't
say that.
You just said you compared me to the same shit.
I didn't say it. You're on the same ladder.
No, I'm not.
Which is going in the same direction.
No, I'm not, dude.
You don't have to be the. You don't have to be your predecessors.
I don't have to be. I don't even. Before you. You know, the only reason why you're saying that is because I am saying freaking shit. You don't want to hear, dude.
Anything is because you won't let me finish talking.
Okay, you don't like what I have to say, so you
don't like what I have to say. You won't let me finish my point.
That's it. I mean, that's the only reason. That's the only reason.
You won't let me finish. You will not let me finish. Because it does not agree with you. You will not let me finish.
I just want to hear something that's not fucking racist. I mean, say something. Well, say something that's not.
Guess what? Yeah. America's racist. The world is racist. I'm trying to tell you why. And the history of it. I'm not saying that that's my point of view, but you won't let me talk.
Keep talking. I'm listening.
Okay. So it's not my point of view. It's not. It's history. Okay? You had Rosenbergs on the ledgers of the slave ships of those who have been counted as Yahweh, they, in the original African tonal speech of naming. You're going to sit here and tell me that didn't happen. And that's not the fact. That is why it happened. You have those who have dominated the American government through contracts and psychological operations who are claiming prophecy to make everything they're doing that is to make it seem like it's correct. We have wars going across this planet because they hijacked prophecy through stolen identity. If you have Africans who use the original biblical means of communicating with gods with the Thurim and the Urim stones.
Well, you said
who still just that way to this day.
You said biblical.
Biblical.
That's Christian.
That tells you no, it's not. It's historic.
No,
it goes back. No. It goes back 2,000 years.
No, the Bible.
I don't care. I don't agree with everything said in the Bible. But it is still historical.
Dude. That's fairy tale bullshit that was created by a bunch of freaking people.
It still marks a time frame.
Nah, it's just.
That's all I'm getting at. It still marks a biblical, a historical time frame.
And that doesn't fit in with the Africans.
You have kidney. You have
the Bible
history.
The Bible.
You have history and you have prehistory.
Like you don't even know. You don't even know what your traditions actually are. As an African.
Have. I could explain it if you
being a Christian isn't a part of that. You see what I'm saying? You were actually
you're missing the whole point.
As a black man,
you're not listening.
As a black man,
you're missing the whole point because you're not listening.
As a black man,
yes,
you were raped of your tradition.
As a black man, I can tell you are missing the point because you are not listening. You as a white man telling me what the black perspective is.
As a white man, my religion is Christianity, which I don't
care. It has no founding on history and what is written in text. Ancient text has no bearing.
Black men didn't.
Your history.
Black men didn't practice Christianity, dude.
Oh my God.
They didn't practice that.
You need to become a student of history.
What did they practice? Well, I mean, seriously,
I literally started off explaining this
before Bible.
You're not receptive. You're not willing to let me talk. I literally started on that point, and you're not receptive.
Go ahead.
The Canaanites, which I started with. Okay, the Canaanites. Black. Any evidence that I start showing the black evidence, a white man is just there to tear it down and to make sure that it becomes not truth. But there is the history. The Canaanites which most of the Bible is founded upon, the Bible has many gods in it. I'm going to go back to the beginning because you're not listening. Nobody's listening. The Canaanites, okay, which you base your own religion upon.
I don't actually have a religion.
Well,
just put that out there. As a white man,
that's you.
As a white man, traditionally, white men worship the Bible. You know, people who are from Africa didn't worship the Bible because that wasn't their religion.
That's true. Because a lot of our stories were told and twisted to use as weapons against us.
You had missionaries that freaking converted you to Christianity, which was actually raping you.
Islam as well. Islam as well. You're correct.
You know,
Islam as well. But however, we have the older stories within oral traditions. We have an oral tradition that explains the existence of white people. You care to hear about that?
I've already freaking heard about the freaking
Yaqub or Jacob as spoken in the Bible. Yaqub.
Well, Jacob's not really important. That's actually a blend. All that shit. That actually that actually comes from Osiris.
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, I know.
Osiris said so.
To spark a lantern lit inside the dark. We were hatched in light from the womb of the endless sky. Cracked the shell of night, let the hidden fight and fly. Every name we write is an echo of the first cry. We were born from flame and we're still learning why. Sacred groves or pillars stood, carved in cedar, ash, and wood. Whispers carved in desert stone. Yahweh and his Asherah known. But temples shift and altars fall. The mother fades behind. Her wisdom veiled in borrowed words.
goddess is never gone. She changes form. Even the adversary was once a function before he became a face.
We were hatched in light from a cosmic cracking dawn. True forgotten rights and the names we lean upon. Every ray dreams ring fangs. What it feels acceptance says. But beneath it all, the primal ember never dies.
Osiris said so. You want to talk about some government shit? Let's talk about old dirty bastard. Old dirty bastard from the Wu-Tang Clan started up. He started learning stuff, and the government killed him quick. I'm telling you.
That's what I was trying to say. Stop talking about old dirty bastard. We all.
We had the same birthday. Can you believe that? His birthday is November 15th. So is mine.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about the type of people that want to get into this information? Let's get into it. I will tell you. I'm well researched. This is all I do. This is my existence. So if you want to talk about stuff, let's talk about it.
I don't want to talk about freaking Africa and the Bible, because that's just a load of shit.
And it's not. If it weren't for Africa, there wouldn't be a Bible.
The Ethiopian thing, I think they had actually a freaking better religious system until they were freaking converted by the freaking Jews and the Christians.
Well, the Catholics. You have to understand, the Catholics destroyed most of Christianity. The Catholicism
I'm
destroyed
talking
most.
about older than that, though. I'm talking about...
No, but it can't be older than that, because they made sure that we wouldn't get to it. They were on top of it. You want to talk about first century Christianity? A second Christian, a second and third century Christianity? You're talking about Gnosticism. And Gnosticism
do you know when
is my specialty. Let's talk.
Do you know when the Nubians were converted to Christians?
Oh my God! When we got the Ark, there's a small church in Ethiopia, which the priesthood have to designate a special guardian of the Ark. He's blind.
Mm-hmm. I heard he's gay.
Painfully blind. And any of his predecessors who guard the Ark become blind because of the radiation coming off of this Ark. I'm not going to sit here and tell you of holy divine.
All right, let me see here. Let me see if I can get them back on. I'm really actually kind of done. Freaking V has just completely freaking warped the shit out of this conversation tonight, but I can use it somewhere else. All right, I'm back. Sorry.
They come out blind, radiated. And there has to be new people who take over the positions of guarding this place because they never leave. Now, if that isn't a direct, I'm not going to say an admission of faith, but as far as historical foundings, that is direct, because the Bible, the ancient Bible, talks about the effects that this artifact has on the biology of human beings. And it is happening. It happens. These priests die of cancer and blindness. So to say that their experience is invalid because the white Catholic Church says this, that's garbage.
It's invalid because religions are fake, dude.
None
of that's fucking real, dude. I mean, seriously.
Can you say, Roger, between you and me, can you say there is a scientific explanation?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So that's where we have common ground on.
See,
I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Your brain is a myth generator, and you want to try to explain.
We have to make sense of our universe. Right. We have to make sense of the things that happen around us.
So we create religions, we create fairy tales.
We create religion, we create
folklore,
societal systems,
fiction stories.
Anything. It depends on who's at the top, because those are the MFers that
now
create control,
stressing, dude. Check that shit out.
But it creates the control system that we are underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the church does not. I actually run this thought experiment through my head all the time. We know the Ark of the Covenant is in Ethiopia and the sacred church.
Not really.
So what's to stop the U.S. military to come through and
want
take
that shit? That shit's not fucking real, dude.
But can I ask you and Mark to think about what it takes to take a relic? A religious relic has actual powers that were only described in the Bible.
Have you seen the temple it's in? Like, they don't even have a door on it, dude. There's a freaking rag that hangs over the front of it and a slit down the middle.
These relics are so powerful that the governments won't mess with them.
Like, they don't even have a door on the entranceway, is what I'm saying, dude. It's like freaking... It's not that important. You know?
I would love for 4 CIA agents in full battle rattle or go and try to take this relic out of the Ethiopian church and watch them get struck down by God or whatever entity or whatever scientific reaction that there is. I will love it.
Now you see why I don't like freaking talking about Moloch, because freaking this is the kind of shit freaking I have to put up with when I fucking talk about this shit. Complete fucking fairy tale delusional shit that freaking people have made up the last 2,000-3,000 years.
But can I say? You have your own knowledge. You have your own idea of technology in the modern age. But how do you explain these people who have this archaeotech? Let's call it that. Archaeotech.
Well, it's the Dogon.
That is able to slay armies. That's able to slay those who are unfaithful and those who guard it.
It's the Dogon.
People who guard this technology.
The Dogon tribe.
The Dogon, which worship Dagon, the serpent god, right?
No. Dagon. Actually, Dagon is a very interesting. He's an actually very interesting
Northwest African. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, he's also Phoenician, and Phoenician is also freaking Canaanite, and like Jewish people are also Canaanite, but they refuse to admit that they're Canaanite.
They refuse to admit it. Thank God, somebody said it.
So, what you have is you have a Jewish population that doesn't want to freaking admit that they have roots that are Canaanite.
Well, what they want in reality is to usurp religion and prophecy and make it their own,
But
so that they have a shield against the powers that be that would persecute them.
but you see,
However,
they're
that backfired on their asses because the powers that be know that they are not the people of prophecy, and
see,
it creates this whole torment.
Dagon doesn't originate in Africa. Dagon is what freaking
Dagon absolutely.
Listen, it freaking it saturated down into freaking Africa. Now, if you look at freaking
From where?
Dogons,
From where? If you can tell me from where
from the Phoenicians, mostly in the Levant.
No. And Phoenicians were African. The Phoenicians were African.
And Dogon is actually a freaking blend of Assyrian and Babylonian.